Arizona is the latest battleground for abortion rights. The state Supreme Court will hear arguments Tuesday on whether a 159-year-old near total ban on abortion should be state law. 12 News journalist Brahm Resnik joins us now with more on that case. Brahm?
Yeah, Tram, when the U.S. Supreme Court last year threw out a woman's constitutional right to an abortion, the court let the states decide what the law is. Here in Arizona, our highest court has two stark choices. In the confusion unleashed by the Roe v. Wade decision, an Arizona court initially decided the state's 159-year-old ban on abortion dating to Arizona's territorial days was the law. That law would have put doctors in jail. An appeals court settled on a newly enacted ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. But the 1864 law remains on the books. The state's fiercest abortion opponents believe that should be the law.
The legislature has never repealed it. They've never amended it. So logically, legally, it should follow that with Roe out of the way, a law that's never been repealed should spring back into effect and be enforceable.
Patients need to know that they can have health care, especially in an emergency situation, and that their doctors can take care of them. Doctors and other providers need to know very clearly what's prohibited and what's lawful.
And Pima County Attorney Laura Conover says the court should uphold the current ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. The Supreme Court is expected to issue its decision sometime next year.
Well, Brahm, let's dive more into the backstory here. How did we even get to this point?
We got to this point with abortion opponents here in Arizona over the last decade or more doing everything they could to restrict abortion. So last year they passed a law that would restrict abortion to just after 15 weeks of pregnancy. At the time, that law was illegal, but a few months later, the U.S. Supreme Court threw out Roe v. Wade. That, they say, clears the way for the return of the 1864 law, which, not to get too confusing here, in that 15-week ban, they purposely wrote the language to say this does not repeal that law.
Right.
So the courts have to decide between the two.
Okay, so what kind of impact will this have?
It could have a huge impact on women across the state. Number one, what we've seen happen in other states is women leaving to get abortions. That's already
out of state.
That's already happening here, creating all kinds of difficult problems, life-threatening problems for women who are having a rough pregnancy. And then there's the politics of this. There is a move to put abortion on the ballot next November. That abortion initiative would take the state totally out of the abortion business, totally out of making laws to regulate abortion. So that could happen. Add to that the congressional races, the Senate race, the presidential race.
Yeah.
If abortion played a big role in 2022, it could play a big role again in 2024.
Absolutely. Okay, I know you're going to have more coming up at 6 o'clock. Thank you so much.